Welcome back to another episode of my channel. Today we're going to be doing another predictions video. The Premier League returned on the weekend after the international break. It was entertaining. It was an entertaining Premier League weekend. We saw Chelsea we saw Arsenal come from 2 goals down to draw against Chelsea. We saw Liverpool beat Everton in the Merseyside derby. We saw Villa pick up their 11th straight home win at Villa Park by beating West Ham 4-1. We saw Man United scrape past Sheffield United by 2-1. We also had Luton coming from 2 goals down to rescue to gain a point against Nottingham Forest away from home. So we had some really interesting Premier League results over the week. Had a few interesting results over the Premier League weekend, and I'm really happy that the Premier League's back after the interest break. The interest break was fun, where England secured their qualification for the Euros, but seeing club football back is incredible, and the Premier League weekend was fun. But today, and the Premier League match week 9 is finishing off with Tottenham Fulham, which is currently at the time of recording 1-0 to Tottenham thanks to a first half Son goal. But enough about Tottenham and enough about the Premier League. Tomorrow, the Champions League returns for match day 3. And in today's video, I'm going to be giving you my Champions League match day 3 predictions for Tuesday's games and Wednesday's games. So on Tuesday, groups A to D play, and on Wednesday, groups E to H play. So that's what it is. So tomorrow's games are games involving the teams from groups A to D, and the games on Wednesday are games involving teams from groups E to H. So let's give me a minute to sort out my vision. Right, we're back. Sorry. When I have a problem, when looking at screens for a long time, my eyes start. I start rubbing. Whenever I'm looking at a screen a lot, when I'm looking at a screen for a long period of time, my eyes start to get a bit watery, and I literally wipe my eyes after. I usually wipe my eyes after looking at a screen for a few hours. After looking at a screen for a few hours, I usually rub my eyes. So I was just sorting out my eyes. I was just making sure I'm properly comfortable and I can properly see before doing any of the predictions. So, but now that I'm back, let's actually get on with the predictions. So, we're starting with Tuesday's games. And we're starting in Group E. And we're starting with the game in Turkey, between Turkish giants Galatasaray and the German champions Bayern Munich. This is a really hard game. This is a really hard game to call. Bayern are just amazing. They're even better with Kane. Harry Kane gives them another dimension. But Galatasaray beat a Man United team who, yes, you have to admit, have been pretty average this season, but still, United are a good team. So for them to come away with a win at Old Trafford against United was very positive. I'm not exactly sure how this Galatasaray game is going to go, because it's in Turkey, and the Galatasaray and the atmosphere at the Galatasaray ground, at the Galatasaray Stadium, is one of the craziest and one of the most competitive atmospheres you'll ever experience. And I think possibly that the home crowd could give Galatasaray a point, could help Galatasaray win a point against Bayern Munich. But Bayern with Kane are just an amazing team. So I'm going to back Bayern to win 2-1, with Kane getting the winner before the end of the just near the end of the game. Next up, Man United Copenhagen. Man United since that defeat to Galatasaray have beat Brentford and Sheffield United, so they're on a good run of form. 2 wins from their last 2 games. But it's going to be a tough game at home to Copenhagen, because Copenhagen are a decent team. They put up a very good fight away. They put up a really good fight at home against Man City last season in the group stage. But again, this is different. This is at home. This is away against Man United. And the last time Copenhagen went away to a Manchester club, they lost 5-0. That's not going to happen in this case, because Man United aren't that strong. But they will win 2-0, with Rashford getting his first goal this season. Now on to Group B, where we're going to France, as Lens, who shocked Arsenal in the last round, in the last match week, host PSV. Now, Lens, I think, being the home team, having got that first win at their home stadium for the first time in the Champions League, for the first time in a long time, I think they're the better. I think they're going to have the better of the chances, and I think they are a better side than PSV, despite their form in Ligue 1 not being amazing. I'm going to back Lens to win 2-1 against PSV, but I think PSV will put up a good fight. Next up, and now we go from France all the way over to Spain, as Sevilla host Arsenal. Arsenal drew 2 after losing to Lens, beat my team Man City, but then went 2-0 down against Chelsea and were only able to come back and pick up a draw. So Arsenal, not great to come from 2 goals down and not pick up a win against Chelsea, to go 2-0 down and then only come from 2 goals down to draw against Chelsea. So, and Sevilla are great when it comes to Europe. Sevilla are amazing. Their result on the weekend was a 1-1 draw against Los Blancos, who we will get to eventually. I'm gonna back Arsenal to win, but it's not going to be pretty, as Arsenal are going to win 1-0 away to Sevilla, with Saka scoring the winner. Now on to Group C, where we go to Germany, as Union Berlin host the team from Naples, Napoli. Straight away, I'm going to get straight to the point. Napoli will win 3-0. Osimhen will get 2, and Kvaratskhelia will score his first goal in this season. Yeah, so yeah, that's my prediction there. Yeah, nothing else. 3-0 for Napoli. Now, next up, we have Sporting Braga versus Real Madrid. Again, I'm going to get to the point quickly. Braga are a good team, but 2-0 Real Madrid. Bellingham to get both goals. Group D, we're going to Italy as Inter Milan hosts Salzburg. And I think, again, Salzburg are going to... I'm going to get to the point. Inter Milan will win 2-0. Lautaro Martinez will score, and so will Henrik Mkhitaryan. And finally, for Tuesday's games, we're going back to Portugal as Benfica host Real Sociedad. I'm going to go with an entertaining 2-2 draw with Alexander Sorloth scoring an equaliser in the last minute. Now we're on to Wednesday's games, starting off with Group E, where we go to the Dutch capital. Where we go to the Netherlands. To the Dutch capital of Amsterdam. Wait, no. And next up, and now on to Wednesday's games, we go to the Holland lands, the land of Netherlands, as Feyenoord host Italian Serie A side Lazio, who got a last-minute victory against Celtic in match week 2. I'm going to back Feyenoord to beat Lazio, being the home team. 2-1 is what the score's going to be. Next up, we have we're going over to Glasgow. We're going over to Glasgow to see as Scottish champions and current Scottish leaders Celtic, who are unbeaten in the Scottish League, host the Spanish giants, the other side of Madrid, Atletico Madrid. Celtic are at home. Definitely will help them. They still got Brendan Rodgers, who's a great manager. They're at home. That will help them. But they're playing a Atletico Madrid side who are bang in form. So I'm gonna have to back Atletico Madrid to win. And I'm going to predict they win by 3-1 with Griezmann getting a brace. 2 goals. Now we go on to the group of death, which is Group F. Let's talk about the Geordie boys, Newcastle, as they host, in Newcastle, Borussia Dortmund. What a performance and what a result on match week 2 against PSG for Newcastle United. Once again, after that 4-1 win, they're still at home. After that 4-1 win, they lost. After that 4-1 win, they won on the weekend. They won on the weekend before the international break, and then they won on the weekend just gone by beating Burnley 3-0. So they're on good run of form, especially at home. Dortmund picked up a nice win on Friday night against Union Berlin, winning 4-2. But that Newcastle crowd, that Newcastle home atmosphere, I'm going to say another drumming from Newcastle. I'm going to say they repeat their heroics against Paris Saint-Germain by defeating Dortmund 4-1 with Alexander Isak getting a surprise Champions League place, with Amon scoring, and also Kieran Trippier will score a wonder strike free kick, with Julian Brandt scoring the consolation. And then next up, the other game, we go to France as PSG. We go to the capital of France, Paris, as PSG, Paris Saint-Germain, host the other side of Milan, AC Milan. The other side of Milan to Inter Milan, AC Milan. PSG, like I said, were smashed and dominated by Newcastle 4-1 at St James's Park, and AC Milan picked up a 0-0 draw with Borussia Dortmund. I'm going to back PSG to win because they're at home, and I'm going to back them to win 2-0 with Mbappe getting both goals. Now we're on to Group G, and we're going to Germany, as more specifically Leipzig, as RB Leipzig, who lost 3-1 to my team Man City, host Red Star Belgrade and who play Red Star Belgrade of Serbia. Red Star Belgrade scored early, went 1-0 against Man City, lost 3-1. Had to score a last-minute equaliser to draw 2-2 with Young Boys. RB Leipzig, like I said, beat Young Boys on the opening day 3-1 and then lost 3-1 to Man City. Leipzig are the home team, and the Leipzig stadium, the stadium that Leipzig play their home games at, is a hard place to go. And I think that's going to help lead Leipzig to a 2-0 victory, with both goals being scored by Dani Olmo, who should be back from injury, hopefully, by now. And final game of Group G, we go all the way from Germany to Switzerland as Young Boys host Manchester City. Akanji returning to his home country of Switzerland as City play away to Young Boys. City have the perfect start to their defence. We had my team, Man City, had the perfect start to our Champions League defence by beating Red Star Belgrade 3-1 after coming from 1-0 down, and then beating Leipzig 3-1 with 2 late goals from Julian Alvarez and Jeremy Doku, who was amazing on the weekend against Brighton. Speaking of that Brighton game, City are coming into this game away to Young Boys off the back of returning to winning ways with a 2-1 win against Brighton. But there is one thing to mention about this game. City might have to rotate. City might have... Not City might have to rotate. City will have to rotate for this Young Boys game. They can't put out their best side because of the Manchester derby on the weekend. So they have to make sure that they can start a few of the good boys. So starting Foden, maybe starting Haaland. You could start a few of them. You could start 3 of them. You could start Foden, Diaz and Stones. But I think City may, ahead of looking towards that Manchester derby, might want to make a few changes to the team that played against Brighton. But other than that, despite if they do make changes, I do think City is so strong, and City will make it 3 wins from 3 in Group G, with a 4-0 drumming of Young Boys, with Julian Alvarez getting a brace, Haaland getting a brace, and Phil Foden getting 3 assists. 2 of them for the Alvarez goals and 1 of them for one of the Haaland goals. So that's it. So that's my prediction for Young Boys Man City. And we're on to the final games of Match Week 3. And those are the games in Group H. We go from Switzerland to Spain as Barcelona. And we go to Barcelona as Barcelona host the Ukrainian champions Shakhtar Donetsk. We're going to go, just like with a few of the other predictions, we're going to get straight to the point. 3-0 win for Barcelona against Shakhtar. Lewandowski is injured. Lewandowski is injured. Pedri is injured. So I'm going to say João Felix scores 2 and Cancelo scores 1. And then the final game for this predictions video is Royal Antwerp is in Belgium. It's in Antwerp as Royal Antwerp host Porto. And just like the Barcelona-Shakhtar game, I'm also going to get straight to the point. And I'm going to say Porto beat Royal Antwerp by 3-1 with a Mehdi Taremi hat-trick. So those are my Champions League group stage game week 3 predictions. We're going to go through them one more time. Galatasaray Bayern Munich 2-1 win to Bayern Munich. Man United Copenhagen 2-0 win to Man United. PSV Lens PSV 2-1 win to Lens. Arsenal Sevilla Arsenal 1-0 win to Arsenal. Union Berlin Napoli 3-0 win to Napoli. Sporting Braga Real Madrid 2-0 to Real Madrid. Inter Milan Salzburg 2-0 to Inter Milan. Benfica Sociedad 2-2 draw. Feyenoord Lazio 2-1 win to Feyenoord. Celtic Atletico Madrid 3-1 win to Atletico Madrid. Newcastle Dortmund 4-1 win to Newcastle. PSG AC Milan 2-0 win to PSG. Leipzig Red Star Belgrade 2-0 win to Leipzig. Young Boys Man City 4-0 win to Man City. Barcelona Shakhtar 3-0 win to Barcelona. And Royal Antwerp FC Porto 3-1 to FC Porto. Once again, those are my Champions League group stage game week 3 predictions. I will see you on... Well, I'll see you on... My next video is going to be... Obviously, I'm filming my next video on Wednesday. And it's being released on Thursday. And as you probably guessed, it is my Game Week 10 Premier League predictions, which includes probably one of the biggest games of the season, the Manchester Derby at Old Trafford between the red side of Manchester, Manchester United, and the blue side of Manchester, the treble winners, the current Champions League holders, the current Premier League winners, the current FA Cup holders, the current Super Cup winners, and hopefully, when it comes around, eventual Club World Cup winners, Manchester City. So tune in to that predictions video on Thursday, where we'll be predicting all the games in Game Week 10 of the Premier League, including the Manchester Derby. Until that Premier League predictions video, and until the next Champions League predictions video for Game Week 4, which will be 2 weeks from today, Monday. But until my Premier League predictions on Thursday, and my Champions League Game Week 4 predictions in 2 weeks' time, I've been Gibby O'Brien. I've been Jenny O'Brien on my channel, Gibby O'Brien. Subscribe to my channel and click the notification bell to catch up with all my latest videos. But until Thursday, I'm out. Peace. Bye.